Hi everyone. Merry Christmas to everybody. Today's Christmas Eve, yay. Okay, so I'm going to talk today about a near-death experience that I had in Hawaii. And then in the description box of this video, I'm going to link my friend LomiK and his videos on the afterlife and some near-death experiences that weren't warm and fuzzy, if you will. Okay, so the people who follow me know that I had what some people would call the first death in 2016, where I had a life review. I was able to pull my soul fragments back into my body and become whole so that I could finish up here. This will be my last lifetime, I know that. And I'm going to be doing just a lot of work to help teach people how they can finish up here too and not get stuck in this loop, this reincarnation trap. And that's what it is. So in 2016, I had what I found out later to be what some people call your first death. That is where I pulled my soul fragments back into my body, and I had reviews of other lifetimes. And this lifetime, I was able to see everything that happened to me in my life. I had a whole lot of blocked out trauma. I was able to see everything that had happened to me in my life, by whom, and I was able to forgive them. And that was important for me to be able to finish up here. So when I left California, I was evicted from my home by my mom and my stepdad, because I turned him into the police for being a pedophile. Now, I never mentioned when I went to the courthouse or when I turned him in anything about satanic pedophilia, the demonic worship. I didn't mention that. Already they were thinking I was crazy because they're listening to my mom and my stepdad, and they have a pretty good life. They've got a really nice house, and they've both retired from great jobs, and I was looking like a crazy person, so that didn't go very well for me. But anyways, I was evicted, and I had to leave, and I had gone through many rentals. Finally, I won't get into all that drama. Finally, I got to Hawaii. Now, I went to Hawaii because I was tricked by demons. So after this video, I'm a little tired today. I don't know if I'll do this video today because I want to make sure I do the next video, which will be, I'm going to teach you guys how to use your third eye. I'm going to teach you guys how to distinguish when you're being communicated with by spirits, whether it be your own spirit, your spirit guides, your good ones, or bad spirits, demons. The right and left hemispheres of the brain has everything to do with your third eye function, and you can get tricked. That's why I ended up in Hawaii. I got tricked. So, it was okay. It was okay. But anyways, so to prevent you guys from getting tricked, because we have what a lot of people call ascension that's happening right now. Our DNA is being activated because they say we have junk DNA. We don't have junk DNA. We have DNA that's been purposefully manipulated. I do believe this, to prevent us from being able to see the threat, and the threat are bad spirits. So because the life of the planet is not sustainable with the way we've been living. The life of human beings and the animals is not life sustainable with the way we've been living. We've got to rise to a higher level of consciousness. We've got to get to a higher vibration. And that's why you're seeing the demons that are in charge of everything really buckling down right now, because they want to steal. This is about soul harvesting. They want to steal as many souls as they can before their time is up. And their time is up, and they know that. Not only that, this is why they've used this trauma, this MK Ultra mind control trauma on us. So everybody's separate. Their spirits are separated from their bodies. And when that happens, your spirit gets stuck. Until I saw a video by my friend LomiK. Before I saw his video, I knew, because I had seen my spirit out of my body after a traumatic experience when the first child rape happened. I saw my spirit out of my body. Okay, so I knew, and then I went through this whole thing in 2016 where I had to work myself through the other dimensions. I now know that was so I could teach about it, but I really had to find out who was speaking to me, because I was being spoken to. I was being spoken to by the demons, my family demons. We all have them. Generation, family demons. I was being spoken to by them, and I was being spoken to by the good spirits, like my spirit, my own spirit, and sometimes my spirit guides. So I had to distinguish which was good and which was bad. So one of the things that I determined is, if you're being communicated with by a spirit and they are accusatory, or they are trying to feed you anger to get you angry, or to get you suspicious, or to get you jealous, or anything like that, those are bad spirits. That right there is just a real good way to know you're a good spirit. The reason why the spirit leaves the body during trauma is because your spirit's good, and your spirit is going to remain good. You hear the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. That's really where we're at. That's why they take on the bodies, so that they can experience these things and learn the lessons and not be damaged. The body takes the brunt of everything. Okay. And the body is the vessel for your spirit. So anyways, the next video I do, I'm going to teach you guys how to distinguish, how to work with your third eye. We all have it, okay? Everything that these demons use, the symbology, the eye on the top in the pyramid on the dollar, that's because they know spiritual stuff, because that's their spirits, and they've been doing this a long time. They had to master what they're doing so that they can inhabit bodies, so that they can inhabit bodies. They have to know what they're doing. They can't read your mind, but they can read your energy. Your good spirit can read your mind. So when you're speaking to your spirit, do it quietly. Do it without words. Because the bad spirits don't know what you're saying, but your good spirit does, and then you'll get the answer to that question when you're ready for the answer to that question. Anyway, so I ended up going to Hawaii, and I had already gone through all of my trauma recovery in 2016. And I got to see, like I said, everything that happened to me, and I was able to forgive. So I went to Hawaii, and I did all this on cannabis. I went and got my cannabis card because I have had addictions in my life, and I was in so much physical pain and emotional pain that I had to have something. So I did all my trauma recovery on an herb, which was cannabis. So, and then I had pulled my back out, and I had to have something for pain. I already knew that pharmaceutical means witchcraft by poison, and I didn't want to have to take pharmaceuticals, but I have got a serious back issue, have had my whole life because of the food, the glyphosate on the food. So I got kratom. I tried kratom. Before I went to Hawaii, I went to Kansas. I went from California to several places in California. Then I came to Missouri, and then from Missouri I went to Kansas, and from Kansas I went to Hawaii. So when I was in Kansas before I came here, I pulled my back out, so I ordered kratom. Oh my gosh, the best pain relief ever. And so I've been using it ever since. So I knew I was doing a study in 2016 on cannabis and trauma. I just knew that. Okay, so it was my spirit leading me. And so I know that the proper treatment for trauma is cannabis. We have cannabinoid receptor sites in our body that bind to, that the cannabis binds to, just like we have opiate receptor sites that the kratom binds to. So my whole point of bringing that up is I was walking. So anyways, I don't know if I said this. So the next video I do, I'm going to do on your third eye. I don't know if I'll do it today. I'm pretty tired. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Before I get into this story, I want to tell you, Matt, he's one of my subscribers. I'm not going to be able to start the trauma videos today because I have to figure out, I have a dry eraser board on my wall, and I'm going to have to find a way to be able to illustrate and talk so you can hear me without earbuds, or maybe I'll have to use earbuds. I'm not sure, but I'm getting on this. This will be done today or tomorrow. And if you need to contact me, please feel free to do that. You can email me and let me know how it went for you last night. You've been on my mind, and I'm getting these the trauma videos where I'll teach you how to expel these demons from your body and ground your spirit into your body. I'm working on those. Those are my next videos. Within the next few days, I'm going to start them. There will be a series, and everybody should be doing this work, because whether you have had trauma like child rape, like I did, and ritualistic abuse, or the spirit's been separated from the body because of vaccines, or the chemicals in the sky, the food, all of this has been designed to separate your spirit from your body. So whether it be from an instant trauma or a car wreck or something like that, where your spirit's ejected out of the body, this is a protective mechanism for your spirit. So your spirit doesn't get traumatized here and stays pure. So anyways, I'm working on that. So my email is katherinemcmartin@gmail.com. Please feel free to contact me, and I will walk you through what you need to know to get these demons out of your body and keep them out. Okay, as I'm working on getting my system set up. You know, I never wanted to be a videographer. I never wanted to even be doing videos, you know, with myself. I'm just not that egotistical, that's all. And I'm glad. But anyways, okay, so I wanted to say that. And now, so, okay, I go to Hawaii, and I'm walking. I knew I had already done the studies enough to be convinced 100% that cannabis was the proper treatment for trauma. And then I started using kratom, and I also understood that kratom, because it's an herb, it's not a chemical, was the proper treatment for anything that you're addicted to, anything that pharmaceuticals have put into, you know, given to us to use for our symptoms of maybe pain, anxiety, all of these things. Kratom and cannabis and other herbs are the proper treatment. And they don't separate your spirit from your body. So I was, excuse me, I was convinced, and that kratom was the proper treatment for issues with your health, as far as pain and things like that. And I also know that kratom can help you detox off all their opiates, all their, even their speed drugs, Adderall and things like that, that aren't chemicals, because there's different types of kratom that you can use. So anyways, I was walking to go send my friend some kratom, and I had a near-death experience. I was walking in Hawaii. I didn't have a vehicle there. You didn't need a vehicle there. They had public transportation for everything, and you couldn't find a parking spot anyway. So I was walking to the post office to get this sent off to my friend. Well, as I've said in my other videos, I've started a relationship with my Creator a long, long time ago, and I talk to my Creator about everything. Everything. If I'm going for a walk, I'm talking to my spirit. Now I understand that. I didn't. Anyways, so I was walking and listening to some music with my earbuds, and all of a sudden I'm walking pretty fast. I'm getting ready to go mail this kratom, and all of a sudden I started to feel like my whole vision went different. It was different. I don't know really how to explain it. Everything got real bright for a minute. And then I knew I was getting ready to go out. And I knew I had to lay myself down on the ground. So I said, I don't know. So I'm talking to my spirit. I said, I don't know what's happening here. I was talking to my spirit. And so I hit the ground. I laid down before I fell down. And as I'm laying there and I'm incoherent, I was just incoherent. Somebody had come up to me and saw me on the ground and says, ma'am, do you need some help? And I said, yes, please, call me some help. And then that was it. I went out. I left my body. Now, I talked about this in other videos. I didn't go into the light. In 2016, I was able to keep my spirit in my body, ground my spirit, and know when my spirit was out of my body and when bad spirits were in my body. So I had my spirit grounded good in my body, and I evicted the bad spirit, so she had a good hold where she's supposed to be. And when I died, and I did die, I think what happened was my body was not used to the kratom, and I took some red kratom, and I think it just lowered my blood pressure to where to a dangerous level. Whatever it was an amazing experience, really. So I was walking, and I had to lay myself down on the floor on the sidewalk. I was almost to the post office, and I went out. And when I left my body, I went through a black tunnel. This was a matter of seconds. Okay, I never went to the light. Not now. So I went into a dark tunnel, and from that dark tunnel, I went into a gray area. Okay, when I got there, I felt the energy of terror. Okay, I felt, I didn't know what was happening, but I knew something was happening. And I said, this is when I was still calling my Creator God. And I said, God, I don't know what this is, but I'm terrified. The energy was just terrifying. And I grabbed my arms. I thought I still had arms because I was in my body when this happened. And I tried to grab my arms. I knew that there wasn't any arms there, but I did that because I was afraid. And I just said, God, I don't know what's happening here. I said, but please protect me. This is terrifying. So all of a sudden, I look up and so I go up the black tunnel. In the back of, I'm looking up and I see a machine. And in the machine, there's red. And it was going, maybe I'll draw it someday. And each time this machine went down, the terror was relieved and relieved and relieved and relieved until there was no more terror. I didn't feel any terror. And as this was happening, it was my understanding. So I'm in spirit form, and it was my understanding that that was a place where people will go who have terrorized other people. Beyond protecting yourself or, a fist fight at school or something like that. And it was my understanding, it was given to me this way, telepathically, my understanding that I had to go to that place because I hurt somebody. I did hurt somebody. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault what happened. It was actually, I was with a man who was a liar and a cheater, and he was seeing both of us. And she had done some things to me. So I you know, I did what I always did, and I would always fight. So that's what happened. But this time, she had her child in her hand, in her arms. But the man was there, and I told him to please take the child. She had called me up and said all kinds of things to me at my job. And anyways, I blamed her. You know, he told me she was crazy and that she was just trying to cause problems, and I believed him. He was a liar. He was the one that was a liar. She was innocent just like I was. Okay, so anyways, long story short, I had to go there because I took my protecting myself and standing up for myself a little too far. I should have never done a thing to that lady with her child there. And he was just a young guy. He was just still in the arm, you know, holding him. And so I had to go there. And I got to experience that. Now, I had to experience that. If other people, and I know that I didn't torture people in my life. That one instance was, I went over the top. Okay, I did. You know, I had to learn to fight when I was a kid because I had no one to protect me. I had to run when I was 12 or 13 years old. By myself, okay? I mean, I went to my dad's, but he wasn't really available for me. So anyways, I had to learn. There was girls wanting to kick my butt. They were jealous, and I had to learn to fight. So that's what I did. And I never let people pick on me because I just wasn't going to have that. So anyways, I had to go to this gray area. And then it was my understanding that I went there because I had done that deed, and it was over the top, and that's what they would consider torture. Excuse me. That's an energy that I put out in my lifetime. When you put out a thing, you'll get that back. So it was also my understanding that I had to go through that. So when I came back into my body, that energy that I put out that is coming back to me was relieved. Because had it not been relieved, or should I say forgiven, then I would have had to experience that terror in my life from that point on in order to finish up here. If you put something out, say you come in 100% potential, and I believe this, you have 50% chance of being good when you leave here. No, you have 50% chance of being good to get to the good side, and 50% chance of being bad and ending up a demon when you're finished here. So my karma up to this point has been clear. Anything that I have done in the past that I had to pay a karmic debt for, I'll be fixing that through service work. That's how it works. Starting the program, helping other victims, you know, and things like this. So I have to go there. Now, the person who started all this and the person who really tortured both of us, and I've seen this person torture a lot of people, and anybody else for that matter, they're going to go there. If they're good, and because everything is written. Everything is written. We know what's going to happen. You may not know because you bump your head before you come in here, but it's written. There's a log somewhere that will know you're good. You'll have to go through all of this. Whatever bad deeds you put out there will have to be taken care of. You will have to pay the debt for that. You can do that through service work. You can do that service work, right? And that's basically it. Or you can have to go through, most people, let me just say this, most people who have tortured others will have to go to this place. Going to this place and having your karmic debt relieved that way helps you when you come back into your body or your next lifetime, because this, whatever you do, will follow you all of your lifetimes, okay? It will. You start, the first time you come in here, you start a clean slate, 100% potential. So you'll have lifetimes where you've just been the most evil ever, and then you'll have lifetimes where you've been the best effort, okay, honest. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is that was my near-death experience. So as soon as I was in this gray place, and I was terrified, but I trust my Creator so much that I knew that this was for my benefit. I just knew that. So like I said, I tried to grab my arms, and there were no arms because my spirit was there. That's what was happening. So once the machine had finished up, and it looked kind of like an old jukebox, like a small mini jukebox. If you're a little bit older, you know what a jukebox is, where the music comes out of. And on the sides, so say it's like a box, and on the sides were like a, I don't know, like a light bulb on each side. And it was blinking like each time the release of terror, because when I first got there, it was horrifying, the feeling. Okay, like I said, I just said, God, I don't know what's happening here. Please protect me. I'm terrified. So all this happened in just a few seconds, so I could get back into my body so the body didn't die. Now, as soon as that machine was done doing its thing and got down to the bottom, my terror was relieved. And it was my understanding that I was clearing karmic debt that I had. And it was shown to me what debt that was. So as soon as that was done, I was just in heaven. I mean, I swear, I was so grateful for that experience. And I always wanted to have a near-death experience. So as I was coming back into my body, so as soon as that was done, you know, when you're in the spirit world, things just, they don't make sense to you with your normal human brain. Okay, they are, you're spoken to telepathically, unless it's a demon, and then they will speak to you. But anyways, so it was my understanding that that's what I had to go there for, and it was only a matter of seconds, and that trauma was released. So when I came back into my body, I was laying on the sidewalk. When I came back into my body, it was my understanding that I might lose the ability to use my arms and legs for a little while, and I agreed to that. And it was my understanding also that it would be because of the nanobots. So I agreed to it. I said, I don't care. I don't even care. As long as I can teach. I just want to be able to teach. So I went back into my body, and as soon as I got back close to my body, that's when the light came on. It went like ding, and then everything got bright because I went into the darkness. So from that experience, I learned that going to the light when you die is a trap. That will put you right back here. And I went through that experience. So I get back into my body, and when I come to, I just started cracking up. I was so happy for the experience because I'd always wanted to have one. So I just started cracking up just as soon as I opened my eyes, and I look up, and I'm just laughing. There were paramedics looking over me, and they said, oh, well, that must have been nice. I said, oh my God, it was fantastic. So they take me to the hospital, and my blood pressure was low. That's what happened. I think I was dehydrated. So anyways, that's my near-death experience. My point in bringing this up, first of all, I want to let you know that people who torture you, people who spirit world knows if you've been infected by demons and that the demons take over. Okay, so you do a lot of horrific things. Now, nothing's black and white in the spirit world. It's not good or bad. There is always a lesson to be learned. There's always an exception. Always an exception. So, anyways, people who torture others will have to go to this. If they're good, and then at the end of their lifetimes, it's already written, they know our spirits and our spirit guides know that that person is good and will finish up here. They will have to go to that place. If you're bad and you will be a demon by the time you're done, they already know that. Okay, so for humans, and I'm only going to get into the red devil type demons, and they look exactly like the pictures you see with the horns. They're red, they're very muscular, they do have a tail, and they're just, you could feel the energy coming off of them. It's horrific. It would be kind of like the energy from your trauma from being in that place. But anyways, souls will go there. Spirits will go there when they're good, to help them release some of that that karmic debt that they have, so that their next lifetime, if they're coming back in another lifetime, and most souls have to do this over and over again because their spirits were separated from their bodies. And when that happens, you leave a soul fragment. So then you come back into another body and you have another spirit for that body. So they just have to keep coming back until they learn. And this is a lesson to maybe in their next lifetime, they won't torture others the way they did in this lifetime. And it's not so much a punishment, okay? It's there to teach you, but it's also to release the energy, because everything is energy. What you put out, you'll get back. And you can't finish up here. If say you have, let's just call them units of energy. Say you have 100 units of energy, and you have spent 100 units of energy on doing bad crap. And you still, say like 93, I'm trying to think of a good way to explain this. Say you have 100 units of energy, and you spend 85 of those units on bad. Well, you've got 15 more units to do good, to level out that energy. You have to pay the piper, so to speak. If you do rotten things to people here, you're going to have to pay a price for that. That's all there is to it. Karma can be annulled, if you will, by knowledge. Okay, we have to go through things so we can learn. If you learn the lesson and you change your ways and you become of service, then a lot of that karma will be released. And that's what I'm doing in this lifetime. I'm going to become of service, and some of the things that I've done in this lifetime and other lifetimes will be annulled, will be nullified, because I'm going to be doing service work the rest of my life here, and I'm grateful for that. Okay, so anyways, there is a place, if people have just been horrible to you and tortured you, they'll go to this place. This is not hell, okay? There is a place called hell where the demons live. And if you've ever been around a demon, a real demon, the energy that comes off of them is just horrific, okay? Not a demon in a person, but a real demon, like moving from one to another. The energy that you feel is just ill intent, okay? You can feel it. So anyways, there is a place when you sell your soul at the end and you don't make it to the good side, then there is a place that you go to, and you can call it hell if you want to, but I kind of think this is hell. But anyways, it is a place. And so the gray area that I went to, everybody who's gone over and above to hurt another human being or an animal or any situation you have tortured somebody in, you'll have to go there. It's not a punishment. It's a lesson. And it's also to relieve the negative karma that you've endured, that you've incurred, if you will. So anyways, just remember I said that. When you treat other people badly, and you've been told, when you've been told that what you're doing is hurtful and there's a way not to do that, and you choose not to listen, that's when the lessons go. That's when you'll have to go back, go into this area. So anyways, anybody who's hurt you, tortured you, and I have been tortured, okay, physically, mentally, and every other kind of way in my life. The people that have hurt me over this last 5 years, because I didn't fight back, because I've always fought back. I never went out and hurt anybody, but I'll be damned if I let people hurt me. I fought. This time, my understanding was different. I didn't fight back. I just left. That's why I moved so many times. I would just leave. Instead of fighting back, I would just leave. So those people who have tortured me over this last 5 years that I tried to help, they will have to go there. Simply to help release some of that trauma. Now, had I reacted to them, had I fought back, that would have equaled it out. But I didn't do that this time. So anyways, I go back into my body. And like I said, I was in heaven. So they asked me, the paramedics asked me what happened. I did not tell them that I was using kratom, because there was been a war on kratom, and I think there still is, which is another line of crap. An herb. It's a friggin' leaf. Okay. Anyway, so I didn't want to tell them about the kratom because I was doing a study on the kratom just like I did on the cannabis. And I thought that if I told them that I had been using kratom, that they would put a big old giant, put it in the news or something just to try to ban kratom. Anyway, so I didn't tell them that. And then I got finished up. I got my blood pressure up. They gave me some fluids, and then I left. So that was my near-death experience. From my experience, when you die, do not go to the light, because when you go to the light, you are coming back into the loop. It's a trap. So any of the books that were like Saved by the Light, one of the books, I had mentioned this in another video, that tell you to go to the light, or they saw the light, or what have you, and they're bestsellers, and they're talked about on mainstream, media, TV. It's a lie. Okay. And I have been wanting a near-death experience, so I had always been watching these things and listening, and I was thinking, okay, and I have run across trapped spirits here who I sent them back to the light. Well, guess what I was doing? I was sending them back into the reincarnation loop. Anyways, so after I knew that because of my trauma, my spirit got stuck. In 2016, stuck out of my body. In 2016, I was able to pull my spirit back into my body, ground her in there really good. So when I had my experience, I went just straight directly to the black tunnel. I didn't see a light and go to the light and all of these things, because there's a mechanism in your body that your spirit is able to leave your body. Your spirit leaves your body when you sleep. There's a portal right above your belly button. When you start to go to sleep, your spirit will leave and go to talk to your spirit guides. Most of the time they're family, not always, and the angels, good angels, not the bad ones, will go. If your spirit's in your body the way it's supposed to be done, and there's not been a separation from trauma, your spirit will go where it's supposed to go, get your lessons, come back into the body right about the time you start to wake up, and work with you. Okay, if you've had trauma and the spirit's out of the body, they get stuck. The spirit cannot move like it's supposed to. And that is, so because my spirit was in my body, I went directly to the black tunnel. I didn't go into the light and do all of these other things. If your spirit's out of your body when you die, you'll be tricked. Okay, now I knew that because of my trauma, my spirit was out of my body. So I know that's what happens. When I saw my friend LomiK's videos, I saw the first 3. I didn't know he had done 5. as soon as I'm finished here, I'm going to go watch the rest of them. When your spirit's stuck and the body dies, they're going to get tricked. Your spirit is going to get tricked, abused, all kinds of horrific things. There are other dimensions, as I mentioned in another video, that are not friendly at all. They're a trick. They're a trick. It's just a big old giant trick to keep you in the loop. Okay, keep you in the reincarnation loop, because they have built this entire empire of demonic worship, and that's what it is. This whole AI system, this whole every system with our energy, mostly from the people who've been trapped here and have to, and just keep coming back and keep coming back and recycled, and they're slaves in each lifetime. So I'm going to go. I'm going to. You're going to now. My friend LomiK is a very honest, kind person who is awake, and I trust his work. So when I watched his videos, I thought, oh my God, not only does your spirit get stuck here after the body dies, but you get to be treated all different kinds of ways in the other dimensions from these demons. So I'm going to link some of the videos down. He's got 5 of them done right now, and I'll probably do, well, who knows? I might link them all. But you can, once you get to one, you can go to the other and the other. Anyway, so this is stuff we need to think about. We need to think about what's going to happen to you when you die. Where are you going to go? Start having a relationship with your spirit. Start grounding your spirit into your body, so that when you die, your spirit goes to where it's supposed to go upon death. Anyway, so that's my near-death experience. And I always wanted to have one, but I didn't want it to hurt, because the people I know who've had near-death experiences, like Embraced by the Light, he was hit by electricity through the phone, and his eyes were all messed up, his body was messed up. I thought, oh, I'd love to have an experience, a near-death experience, but I would hate to have to come back into my body like that. I mean, then he comes back with his stories, and, you know, of course, people, when you think or have experiences that they're not familiar with, they're going to turn on you and be crazy and do all that. Anyway, so that's it. That's my near-death experience. I will, I'm not going to do the third eye video tonight. I'm pretty tired. But tomorrow I'm going to be doing more videos. If I get started a little earlier, maybe I can get a couple done. What I'm going to do about trauma work, I am going to, about my real work, I am going to do a series. I'll start, it'll say video 1. I'm going to help you guys learn how to maneuver these other dimensions. Now, I had to, in 2016, I had to work my way through the other dimensions and dealing with these lying demons, and learn the proper way to communicate with my spirit to get out of it, okay? And even then I was tricked and I ended up in Hawaii. So there is a way to do this. I had to learn so I could teach. And everybody's got something to do here. Everybody does. Pull your spirits into your bodies, and I'm going to teach you how to do that, so that your spirit can work with you. That's what your body is here for your very own spirit to be in, to experience this. And I will tell you, most of us who are awake right now are volunteers. We saw the earth is in trouble. She's our mother. We can't live without her. Okay, we have to have her. We have to keep her, get her well. She's sick right now. And she's in trouble. Okay, so we came here, and the humans are in trouble too. Look what we're up against. And people just don't want to wake up. People are, anyways, they are just what they are, confused. And we came here to help. So if you're watching this video and you're even interested in this kind of stuff, you came here for a reason. Everybody came here for a reason. Pull your spirits back into your bodies, ground your energy, and let your spirit tell you what you came here for, so that you can be of service. So we don't have time to be messing around right now. We're in deep doo-doo. Okay. So anyways, thank you, and Merry Christmas to you all. Remember, Matt, that you can email me, and I will give you the other information that I would have put in the video. But I'll walk you through it personally if you need it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching, for caring, and just things appear very scary, overwhelming, you can't do it alone. We have to support each other, and that's what the program that I'm starting is going to do. We will be able to help each other. You can't do it alone. You have to unite with your brothers and sisters. I know it seems scary, but look, we're hitting, as bad as it sounds like we're moving into Agenda 21, and they've got all these horrific plans for us, and they're killing people, which they are doing all of these things. This is an opportunity for spiritual growth. We've got to grow past the way we've been living. And this is a great time. If you'll learn why you came here and get on it, you'll be so happy. I'm not kidding. I'm happy. For the first time, my whole life I was miserable because my spirit wasn't in my body and I had demons running the show. And it's just depressing. And they're sucking your life force when they do that. So you don't really even have the energy or anything to make it through days. And when your spirit's in your body, everything's functioning the way it should be, hopefully. And you'll know what to do. So, all right, I love you guys. And I will do, tomorrow morning, I'll get up in the morning early. I am going to go over to my neighbor's house for Christmas. They invited me. They're just freaking nice people. And I'll go over there and eat, but we'll do videos in the morning first, at least one. So, okay, love you guys. You take care. Be strong. Be safe.